Kakadosh Bokaror, we're just going to continue with Hilchot Pesach. First of all, I just wanted to make a disclaimer that we have to be very, very careful without just trying to take your own judgment into your own hands. Many people have been only asking after the fact that they want to use, whether it's dates or they want to use, and they tell you, listen, Rabbi, it's kosher dates. What's the problem? Why does it need a Hilchot Pesach sign? And they don't realize that on many, many different types of products, they actually put certain types of foods on it, glucose, other things as well. Even they put some type of bleach sometimes that could come from wheat. Many times they do these different things, and therefore it's very important to actually check before doing anything to make sure whether you're allowed to use the product or not. So one of the problems is going to be dates, even if it's going to be fresh dates. Other than June dates, there's a certain type, and then there's others. So if you realize, I purposely sent out the jersey, the JSOR, which is basically the Sephardic list, which there it tells you which type of products is going to be okay, which is not. Even frozen vegetables sometimes are going to be a problem. But again, obviously we check up and we try to make sure what is going to be Hilchot Pesach or what not, in order not to have problems afterwards. But we're continuing with Halachot. In Siman Tefayim Gimel, we're starting with the first cup. So Maran brings down that if you pour the first cup and you do Kiddush on it, you make Shechianu. Obviously, if it comes out Shabbat, you're going to say Vaychulot Shamayim, and if it's going to be Motzei Shabbat, you're going to do Yaknehaz. Now, he comes and he says, after this, that you're going to drink the cup, right, Be'eseba, and without a bracha afterwards. So, he comes and he says, right, the Ramak, she brings down this concept about that other people are pouring for you. Even though Maran only says this by the Balabait, the custom has become that by other people, that everyone comes and they pour you, meaning you don't pour yourself the wine. Why? Showing derech cherut. Now, Maran brings down, if a person wanted to drink a few cups, he's allowed to. Nevertheless, it's appropriate not to drink, right, between the first and second cup, unless it's sort of gadol, in order that the person should not get drunk, and then he won't be able to continue with the Leila Seder. What does that mean? We know that there's a concept of mosif ala kosot, adding on to the cups. During the third and fourth cup, if you're going to add to the cup, it looks like you're adding, and therefore if you're going to start drinking extra wine after the third cup, which is after Birkat Hamazon, it looks like you're drinking an extra cup. And therefore you're not allowed to be mosif ala kosot, you're not allowed to add on the cups. But after the first cup, technically you're allowed to add cups. How do we know that? Because even during the Seudah, which is after the second cup, you could drink as much wine as you want. There's no isur in it. But still Maram brings down that it is appropriate to refrain from drinking wine in order that a person should not come and to get drunk. Then the next halakha, the last one that we're going to mention, is that they bring in front of the balabait the kiara. In the kiara, you're going to have 3 matzot, the maror, the charoset, karpas, or any other type of thing. And then they have the 2 different tavshilim. One of them is going to be Zechel Pesach, one of them is Zechel Chagiga. We take for the Zechel Pesach the zroa, which is going to be the shank bone that we roasted, and then we take for the egg, which is the Shamei Chagiga, we're going to take an egg for it, which is going to be a hard-boiled egg. Now, obviously, since it's roasted, so you're not allowed to eat the shank bone on the nighttime. So that's very, very important just to remember. And you cannot roast it during the nighttime, unless you're going to eat it during the day. So therefore, you cannot roast. You have to roast it from Erev Pesach, and then you're able to come and you're allowed to have it for the night of the Seder. But again, you're not allowed to eat it, because anything roasted, you're not allowed to eat for the night of the Seder. And then the minhag is, but the egg, you could have it. As long as it's a hard-boiled egg, you're allowed to come and you're allowed to have the hard-boiled egg whenever you want without any problem whatsoever. Now again, there's going to be a machloka between the Ramah and the Arizal HaKadosh. How do we set up the Seder plate? So I'm sure if you actually paid attention, if you're going to buy a Seder plate, you're going to have 2 different ways of doing it. One of them is going to be the Ramah, in order not to be over la mitzvot, which means that you don't want to pass over mitzvot. And the other one is going to be the Arizal HaKadosh. So just pay attention when you're buying the Seder plate, who's it going according, like whether it's going according to the Arizal HaKadosh or according to the Ramah.